Hi everybody, and welcome to No Story is Sacred. If you've never listened before, basically we're four siblings who grew up talking about the art of storytelling. Now that we're adults, we're still talking about it, and we're inviting you to join the conversation. I'm Brendan, and should I have commandeered the marching band to proclaim love or something like that? Was that... Where do people learn to do that? Guys, help me out here.
No, man.
I'm Pippin. And I meant to look up an actual Shakespeare quote for this, but then I didn't.
Weak.
That's on brand.
Shut up! I'm Pippin, and I hate men.
Nice.
That's also on brand.
Yeah.
Hey, Pip, I'm a man.
I can't abide them even now and then.
You can't abide them here or there. You can't abide them anywhere.
I was going for a musical reference, but fine, you guys.
Haha.
I'm Alex, and do all schools have these personalized orientations that not only who tell you where all the classes are, but also which cliques to avoid and which ones are the cool ones?
I feel like they must, because honestly, it shows up in so many 90s high school comedies.
Here's the thing. We grew up in a small town. I mean, maybe it's a different big city thing. If we had transferred...
Well, we were a small town, and what resulted, it was that, all the cliques were just the same one.
It was one clique.
So the jocks were also, the nerds.
We're also the theater kids.
And we're also, the farm kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of intermingling in rural, New Hampshire there.
And finally, I'm Nigel with the brie.
I really hope you're proud of yourself. Now say your actual fucking name.
I'm Kat, and that's one of my favorite lines from the entire movie.
Do you want to know what actually makes me really mad about that?
What?
You don't have any brie.
I don't, and it really upsets me. I need some brie.
And besides, I think, if we had to say, if you were like any character in this movie, Kat,
oh my god.
You're the guidance counselor.
Yeah, I am.
You thought I was gonna go with the main character, weren't you?
I did. But I'll take Allison Janney. I'll do that.
Who wouldn't?
The admin who is, writing romance on the sly? I don't know what you're talking about. By the way,
among us
listen to the end of this episode for me shilling. Anyway.
Yes. So, today, we are talking about the 1999 movie. I couldn't tell if it was from the 90s, what with all the music that happens constantly. 10 Things I Hate About You. So spoilers abound, including lots of 90s movies and references. If you want specific content warnings about the things we may talk about, check out the show notes on nostorysacred.com.
I think general 90s stuff that was okay back then, but we're all like, about now.
Oh, a little bit cringy now. Yeah.
No, it's sexism and misogyny, because those are not as cringy now as they should be.
True enough.
Hooray! So, for those of you who've never watched 10 Things I Hate About You, the summary, according to Google, is Kat Stratford is a beautiful, smart, quiet, and abrasive to most of her fellow teens.
That's
Quite abrasive.
That's me.
Yes.
There.
Who knew cats could be abrasive?
Wow. Fucking wow.
Meaning that she doesn't attract many boys.
Also, wow. I'd like to point out, no.
Yeah, Google's calling you out.
Seriously, fuck off, Google. You don't know me.
I do that.
Unfortunately for her younger sister, Bianca, house rules say that she can't date until Kat has a boyfriend.
Approve.
So strings are pulled to set the dour damsel up for a romance. Wow. Soon, Kat crosses paths with the handsome new arrival, Patrick Verona.
Heath Ledger, may he rest in peace.
Will Kat let her guard down enough to fall for the effortlessly charming Patrick?
Effortlessly?
He put
in a lot
So
of effort.
much effort.
He put in the hours.
Marching bands.
Paintball.
Well, that was not paintball. That was like paint
What?
water balloons.
Yeah, that's true.
He bought her a guitar.
The apology guitar at the end of the movie.
And promises of a future apology band.
I mean, good.
Yeah.
That was kind of charming.
It does kind of set a weird precedent of spending money for either affection or forgiveness, which might be a little bit awkward in terms of relationship dynamics later on.
Though I do welcome people to try.
How's that search for that wealthy old billionaire, Pippin?
He's waiting for me out there. I know he is.
With all of his money and all of his lack of prenups.
And all of his heart conditions.
It's true love, you guys. He just doesn't know it yet.
So, one thing that I think should be said about this movie, if you haven't already heard or read about it or experienced it way back in the day, is that this is actually a retelling of Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, it is.
That's why all the names are so, Shakespeare.
Cat
Yeah.
Stratford,
Shakespeare-y.
Patrick Verona.
Padua High School, because I can see a California high school being named that, though.
I really can, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome to Padua Beach.
God.
I bet we can actually look that up right now.
No. But only...
So,
I'm looking it up.
I mean, there is a Verona. Anyway. So,
It does exist. Except it's the Mission and San Antonio de Padua. So,
Close enough.
it's like a
Close
church
enough.
then. Hey.
Padua probably means something that we don't know because we're ignorant Americans.
indeed.
Anyway.
Or it's a person, yeah. Yeah, so let's dive right in here. I mean...
I feel that it's important to point out that this movie opens with a Smash Mouth song.
No, that's not Smash... No, fuck you, that is not Smash Mouth.
Was it Bare Naked Ladies?
It is Bare Naked Ladies. Canada's national treasure, BNL.
Listen, I thought to myself I should write this down, but then I didn't.
I don't think there's any Smash Mouth in the movie, is there?
I do not believe so. More importantly,
Thank
it
goodness.
starts off with the classic song 1 Week, and then it's interrupted by, I think it's Joan Jett?
Joan Jett, yeah.
Don't give a damn. No.
Which is, so you expect something in the movie, you're like, oh great, this is a BNL kind of movie. And you guys have to realize I'm going for a very deep Community reference here. And instead, you realize that it is in fact characterizations through music. Because it's the popular girls in their car that's driving around listening to BNL. And then Kat Stratford shows up with her, grody Mustang, listening to Joan Jett. Oh, yeah.
Look, she doesn't need to conform or have a new car, although she has a car at all at 18 or 17 or whatever. Yeah. Good for her.
Well, and her dad's, super fucking rich. And
Yep.
And both bands are popular.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that later on in the film, there's a black English teacher, and I think he had the best commentary on the entire film.
Oh, best character.
Where he's like, yeah, keep telling me about your middle-class rich white girl problems. And I'm like...
And then tell me why there aren't any black authors on the syllabus.
And I
was like, fair.
Yeah, at which point the white Rastas say, yeah, and he's like, don't even get me started about you. But yeah, this is very much I'm so different.
Which, I mean, I think we can all look back on our younger selves at the times we wanted to try and be edgy and cool or unique like that, and it's not quite getting it.
No. I will say, though, that this film, and I don't know, fair is fair, I've been assigned The Taming of the Shrew many times. I have never read it, nor have I seen it.
I've seen it.
I'm very sorry to all of my English teachers from the past, of which there have been many, but I have not. So I don't know if the sheer glory of the shenanigans in this movie come from Shakespeare or if it was the screenwriter's mind, but there are shenanigans upon shenanigans in here in order to get our crazy kids together.
I mean, the whole paying someone to take out the older sister is straight from the Taming of the Shrew.
Indeed.
Straight from there.
But is the younger brother being the one getting the backer for, like, all that? Is that from Shakespeare? He really was an A-plus shenaniganeer.
Shenanigan engineer for the who don't get what we're doing.
Who haven't listened to our previous episode.
But yeah, I forget if there was the double bluff.
But what this movie lacks for its betterment is deliberate gaslighting of the
Did that happen in... Ugh, gross.
Oh, yeah, no, in the original Taming of the Shrew is tamed.
Oh, no.
It's very, it's, you don't eat if I...
Oh, God.
Kind of thing.
Is it one of the Shakespeare's comedies where you realize his comedies are not nearly as tragic? I'm sorry, it's not nearly as funny as his tragedies, and his tragedies are not nearly as tragic as his comedies?
What are you saying about Much Ado About Nothing?
It's one of those comedies where, like, oh yeah, he's a 16th century misogynist.
Oh, yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Women, am I right?
That's kind of the long and short of it.
Yeah.
I think the original had, like, a lot of negging.
Fantastic. Yeah. Wait, wasn't she chained up or something like that?
At one point, I think,
Tied up, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And then she's like, oh, thank God my master has come. Ha ha, marriage. So that's cool.
And like, and everyone's like, wow, this is obviously for the better. And she obviously isn't trapped in
Stockholm Syndrome.
And trapped in a horrible marriage with an abuser.
Fantastic.
Right. So it's ripe for modern adaptation is the short version of what we're saying here. Because I think that's where, like, adaptation can really be handy, is kind of taking some root of a story and yanking it, kicking and screaming to the modern day and poking out the parts that are like, no.
Stop it.
Get out
Put
of
it
here.
down. Put it down.
So, like...
What are you eating? What are you eating?
keep the shenanigans, toss out the misogyny.
Well, and keep the weird, like, rules about stuff. Like, I think it was Mom who pointed out that stuff like Jane Austen, Shakespeare, anything that had really weird levels of etiquette is great for high school AUs.
Yeah.
Because there's weird stuff that goes on in high school. There's weird rules, like who do you talk to, who do you not, and like everybody seems to know it, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's like high school all over.
Yeah.
Do we want to outline for the fair folks at home who may not know this movie or Taming of the Shrew, the levels of shenanigans in here?
Well, okay.
So, yeah.
Base concept, right, is you have the elder sister, Catherine, Katerina.
Indeed.
Cat.
Yep.
And she
Present.
is the shrew, present.
Also present.
Strong and assertive. And you have the younger...
bitch.
Yes. We don't call you that to your face. Come on.
That's too nice.
So she's the older sister, and you have the younger sister, Bianca, who is, in this case, pretty and popular, but actually a lot more deep than you think.
Not present in this conversation. I'm the only one who's really represented by this.
So Bianca, being popular and all that, wants to, go out and date. But the father is a little bit weird, and for reasons that are like, oh, he's he is like an emergency pregnancy doctor, something like that.
There's got to be a better word for that.
I don't know.
An emergency OBG.
Yes. An emergency OBGYN, and their mother left when they were but children. Not even that long ago.
No,
it's like 4 years?
Yeah, like, not even.
Like 2 years, probably.
No, because remember, right after they were in 9th grade when Kat dated the villain.
Ah.
And things happened right after Mom left.
So 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah. So he's a little, on edge.
He's still working out his issues, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's some, we could probably get into some games here later. Needs a therapist.
That's a game.
There's a game we can add to our things.
Oh my God.
What can therapy do for these people?
There we go.
Yeah, Pip, can you type that real quick into because I want to make that game. Lie down on my couch. Wait, no, don't call it that.
Tell me about your mother.
Right now it's going to be something about therapy.
Tell me about
the name later.
Or a reference to Dr. Katz, the one that was on TV there in animated form.
I like Alex's, tell me about your mother.
So he has set up this rule because he's dealing with shit that, well, actually, at first, he has to, the core idea he wants is he doesn't want any of his kids dating because F that noise. Mm-hmm. But then he kind of sees like, wait, Kat here is not likely to date anybody around here for several years because she is focused. Yes. Yeah. And you know what? He is right. And so he's like, you know what? Sure. In order to be fair, you can date when your older sister dates. Boom, boom, boom. And
which, to be fair, is not the best parenting because you really shouldn't offload your parenting decisions onto a sibling relationship. But whatever. Okay.
Wait, there is something wrong with that parenting situation?
That's all I know.
Go on.
So yes, that's where the crux of all this lies, is that firm rule that is basically honored throughout the movie, if I am not mistaken.
Yep.
And so enter, was that Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Was that JGL?
Yeah,
Cameron.
And enter JGL as Cameron, the new kid who goes through the aforementioned tour of all the cliques in high school.
Which are not accurate. Even at the time, they were not accurate cliques. These are weird cliques to have.
Yeah.
Cowboy clique?
The cowboy clique, the coffee guys.
I want to be in the cowboy clique. What the hell?
What high school has a coffee bar just there?
I know. Can I go to that high school?
I want to be there.
The Future MBA Club, which, by the way, you know what? That might be why there are so many cliques, because you had to have the Future MBA Club in order to make it so that Cameron's best guy friend, or the AV guy,
Michael,
could come up with the levels of shenanigans that were necessary.
It's true.
So in order to have an MBA club and not have that be extremely weird, you had to have all the other weird clubs.
Do you think that's why they had all these weird cliques, was just to tuck in that little bit of narrative explanation for later on in the film?
Yes.
There are worse reasons.
There are worse reasons. And it was funny. It's a comedy. You gotta have at least a joke a page. Minimum of a joke a page. So, that's a fast way to do it. And then you've got a host of random, like, non-player characters that you can just throw random jokes at in the
Rasta kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. By the time I got into college, I was definitely AV kid. That was my thing.
You were definitely Rasta kid?
No.
Were you, Brent, were you a beanbag kid?
No, God, no.
Oh, hacky sack?
Hacky sack.
I set up audio-visual equipment, projectors, all that crap, and I even was a projectionist for the student cinema. What?
Ooh.
I ran the queer film series, so yeah. Again, more things that you would not need to guess.
Now, my very first day, there's a little bit of Brendan trivia here.
Ooh.
First day as a projectionist was running Wizard of Oz synced with Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, and look at you.
I had to look up on Google exactly when to start it because I think somebody had mentioned to me, press play on the third roar, and it was like this ancient CD player, like the first, theater level CD player. So like it didn't have a repeat button, so I had to do that shit manually.
You fucking nerd.
It was a good time. Hey, look, because I fumbled around learning the fact that the CD player did not, in fact, repeat, like, there is some sick synchronizations happening in the second part that you don't usually get. Like the Wicked Witch was doing, like, turns in the air, and it happened to just so sync up with, like, some guitar bends.
Goddamn.
The people that were high out of their minds in the audience, they got it.
Are you saying that we should have what was it called, Dark Side of Oz, or
Dark Side of the Moon?
Dark Side of Oz. Yeah, that might be what they call it. I don't know. I was working that night.
So, he gets introduced to all the weird cliques.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. In the middle of this introduction, he gets diverted by a pretty girl.
Bianca.
Which is Shakespeare line number 1.
Yeah.
I something, I pine, I perish.
Yeah.
Yeah. In case it wasn't obvious, you know what? We're gonna teach some high school kids who are watching this movie some Shakespeare while we're at it. We could probably show this in English class. Hey,
because beer-flavored nipples is definitely a quote that our kids need to hear.
You know what? Sure. We got to see Shakespeare in Love, and that had more.
I
Come on.
know, it did.
Oh man, I forgot that. Oh,
All right,
He
wait,
was kissing her puppies.
So, okay, brief history lesson. Another reason that it was neat in its own way to go to a very tiny school in northern New Hampshire is that, I don't know how, but our English teachers made a fantastic argument that this would be educational, and they carted, like, the entire school to
A grade.
an entire grade, okay, down to a wait, but you and I are in different grades.
I don't think we went at the same time, dude.
Okay, I got you. All right, so it was all the school, but it was at different times,
Yeah.
and maybe not freshmen. I don't know, but carted us all 45 minutes south.
Yep.
And they just bought out an entire theater, and then we watched Shakespeare in Love on a big screen. And then we talked about Shakespeare. Because even teachers up in northern New Hampshire have to make their own fun. Anyway.
So, he gets distracted by the pretty girl, and he's all like, oh man, I gotta be with this girl and the AV kid, whose name
Michael.
I remember. Michael. It's all like, nah.
Also plays the elf, by the way, in The Santa Claus.
Yep.
That's why I remember. Oh my god.
Oh.
He's a lot hotter in that movie.
He is.
Yeah, I don't know, like, they had
He's
to...
not supposed to be in this.
No, they had to geek him up, though.
Like, how do we get him up? How do we get him up? Blue button-down shirt.
With an undershirt that you can see.
Tucked
Baggy
into
clothes,
khakis.
Oh, yeah.
Dockers.
Uh,
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this outfit, and I feel called out.
but yeah, so it's like, I want to be with this girl. Michael gives the exposition, and so and also Bianca wants to date, I guess, the popular boy Joey.
Who is a senior, she's a sophomore.
Yeah.
And he's an underwear model, right?
A tube sock model.
Tube sock. Oh, so a step lower.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's got a big nasal spray one.
Basically, the joke is, he's a model, but not that good.
Local stuff. Stuff.
You know, good for him. Good for him. No, not really. He's an asshole, so...
He's an asshole. He's an asshole, and we get introduced when his best, like, one of his friends is like, oh, virgin alert, as Bianca walks by, and you're like, oh, great. Gross.
Oof.
And it looks like they're gonna set up the shenanigan being like, I bet you can't date her even though there's this problem. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna do this for money. I'm gonna do this for fun. And you're like, oh, that's worse!
Oh, Jesus, dude,
that's
why?
So worse. Oh.
Although, there's the background history there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Is he trying
It's like,
Is he trying to go for the hat trick?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Ugh.
Ew.
Yeah, so we find out later, Kat, the character, is a heinous bitch, as established. And
Amazing.
And, of course, she's the best. And it turns out
The character.
that she used to be popular and care about such things, and then she suddenly didn't. This is from Bianca's point of view, and to be fair, Bianca was like, what, in middle school? So,
Yeah.
I mean, this makes a lot of sense that she wouldn't know. It turns out, secretly, that freshman year, Kat and Joey the villain went out for a month, and they had sex.
Dun dun dun!
But she said she wasn't ready for more, and you know what? Good for fucking her. But Joey dumped her immediately, and then they've been enemies ever since. But ever since that, she realized that conforming to other people's what's popular and what everybody else is doing is bullshit, and she refuses to do it. Which, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. If you decide to have sex with somebody because you're missing your mom, it's kind of probably not the best idea all the way around when you're like, I don't know, fucking 12 or however it is when you're in 9th grade. So
14.
Whatever. The point
I
is,
know, such a difference.
Ugh.
oh, gross.
Oh, it sounds so bad when you attach actual ages to it.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, yeah, she made some bad decisions, and she decided that was terrible, and she's not going to put up with it anymore. And good for her.
Fair, yeah.
That being said, nobody knows why she made this switch, because she did smartly
Keep
threaten...
that shit to herself. Why?
She threatened Joey, the villain, that if he told anybody, she would spill the beans about his own penis size. So, mutually assured destruction there. But they hate each other completely. And the mystery of why she's a total bitch is unknown.
It's almost as if she was traumatized and she's lashing out. Weird.
What? Shocking.
Nah.
Paranoid?
Weird.
With good reason?
So, I think around this time we also have our other romantic lead, get introduced shortly after, Kat has verbal, sparring with Joey, the antagonist, right?
Indeed. He's around, like, he's wandering around in the background being vaguely,
A bad boy.
antisocial and annoyed. Look, honestly, it looks like he has ADD, and, honestly, they should be giving him some accommodations there, but probably, it's the 90s, people didn't know to do that.
A personal education,
Plan.
something.
It's a
Yeah.
something like that?
Something.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing.
It is.
And it wasn't really in the 90s, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Would have been useful for some of us.
Technically, I was brought in under that umbrella so that I could quit calculus.
Is that what you did?
That's how they got away with it. Yeah. They put me under, because apparently the umbrella for personal education plans was not just, people who have trouble in classes, but for gifted kids.
Quote unquote.
So I got to quit calculus and replace it with a class I made up. Time and space and literature. Thank you very much. With a teacher I liked. So that was great.
So anyway.
So I'm the only one who ended up doing calculus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lol. On the other hand, you're also the only one of us with a house. So.
Checkmate. Nah.
Just because you can balance out equations.
2
can
plus
balance a
2
checkbook.
is... Hold on. 4.
T5.
Are you sure about that? So, basically, to solve the whole Bianca, everyone wants to date, but she can't thing. Mm-hmm. Michael and Cameron convince...
Who are the younger guys who are Bianca's age?
Who are the younger guys, who we approve of, convince Joey the asshole to bribe, the bad boy Patrick, the only one crazy enough to do it, to date Bianca. Not Bianca.
To date Kat.
And the reason why they went to Joey the asshole is that they know that he's a model, therefore has cash to do bribing with.
But I thought they knew that he wanted to date Bianca too.
Yeah. False pretenses and all that.
Yeah.
Like, all that sweet tube sock money.
Yep. And they have a simultaneous shenanigan going on where they learn that Bianca is wanting help with French. Mm-hmm. And our boy Cameron, played by JGL, is
right after he cut his hair from when it was longer in Third Rock from the Sun.
Yep. Good on him. Good choice.
Very good choice.
He's like, you know what? I could be a French tutor. Do you know French?
I'll learn French.
I will learn.
Bianca, it catches on to his shit immediately.
But I think finds it kind of endearing in its own little way. It takes a little time. I mean, he's the new kid, so, gotta vet these people.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so it starts off with him trying to be the tutor. Then she's like, I can't because my sister, can't, if my sister doesn't date, I can't. If you can find someone to date my sister. And that's when Cameron and Michael were like, okay, we need to find somebody, but it's gonna take money because the sister's a bitch. We need a backer. That's where Joey comes in. And then,
this was a convoluted, plan for, a group of 15-year-olds.
but
good on them. I mean, I was not making nearly as complicated shenanigans back when I was their age.
But I also have to say, kudos to the writing team. That is some A+ shenanigans. Once you've got the shenanigan down, then you just let it ride out.
Yeah.
Again, Shakespeare's shenanigan, though.
So true.
Does this seem like kind of going to writing mechanics and workshopping and all that, does this seem like a plot that was a fly by the seat of your pants plot where you just kind of put the little dominoes in place and then see where they fly?
I mean, if you think about it, that's sort of in my opinion, that's sort of what you're kind of should do anyway. Plot should come from character, right?
Yep.
You have your characters. You set up a shenanigan to get all these crazy kids in the same spot. And the shenanigan's a little contrived, right? Meet cutes are contrived.
What?
Yeah. Oh no, we have to have a bed. Oh no, there's only one bed. Shit like that, right? But once
There's only one bed.
Oh no, they were roommates. But once you get them into that spot, you gotta step back from the shenanigan and let who they are as people determine what happens next.
If they're not good characters, it all falls apart.
Yeah, exactly. You can't make, like, cause, you know what, it comes down to then adding shenanigans on top of shenanigans. And then that just looks fake. You only get one, or one really complicated one, like this one.
Like, this one had sub-shenanigans. But
it was still the single, but it was, like, tiered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there was the party shenanigan.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well,
but
I
that
think,
was,
like, you can have new shenanigans pop up when an older shenanigan resolves, but as long as they're all part of the umbrella shenanigan.
There is shenanigan A, the main shenanigan, then subsection lowercase I, shenanigan, lowercase II, shenanigan.
That being said, I will say that Bogey Lowenstein's party is actually a subset of an earlier foreshadowing. For instance, because why do we have all of these stupid clubs? So that you can get the NBA club in there, which we know Michael got kicked out of the day before, or the week before, so he's looking for revenge. We know that he needs to be part of the NBA so he can think of brokering, which your average 15-year-old does not care about. But that's how you get Joey involved. And then later, he wants to have revenge. Bogey Lowenstein is having a party. Perfect. And then you get some extra jokes in there because Bogey's only expecting Nigel with the brie. And not a full-on college party.
Do you, just claim insurance on that? What happens there?
You're fucked. Next thing you know, somebody takes a shit on Mr. McNamara's laptop.
Someone broke the
They break the pool table.
And the worst thing is, someone took a picture of my grandmother.
They took all my grandmother's pictures. My parents are really freaking out. And why? Because it's the one thing you can't replace.
And then I had that thought that only Steve Urkel and blackout drunks can have. Did I do that?
You know.
And speaking of, Kat did get drunk.
She did, at Bogey Lowenstein's party.
And nice segue.
Thank
well
you very
done.
much. And this is actually where Heath Ledger,
Patrick,
actually he realizes that Kat is a interesting
emotional mess.
Learned that Kat is more than just a girl that he got paid to date.
Well, he's already knows that there's some similarities. He likes the fact that she doesn't put up with it because his bad boy thing is there are rumors flying around the entire school that he's done crazy stuff. He was in jail the last year. He has an Australian accent and no one knows why. It's because Heath Ledger's from Australia.
He sold his liver.
He ate a whole chicken whole.
Duck. It was a duck.
Duck live.
Except the beak.
Gross.
But, so he's got all this stuff, and the only person who seems to not give a shit about this is Kat Stratford, who is busy hating him because he's a fucking dude. And he's like, how novel.
She hates everyone equally.
Except Joey Moore. He's like, there's somebody you hate more than me? Astonishing. So he's charmed by this and wants to know what her deal is. He knows what his deal is. He knows why he is the way he is. But he doesn't know why she's the way she is. So there's curiosity there. And at this party, she runs into Joey, who is busy trying to seduce her sister, and is being a dick about it. And she's like, oh, my trauma is not at all still recent and current and in my brain. Let me get incredibly drunk.
Self-medication.
So she gets incredibly drunk. And meanwhile, poor Patrick's like, I just have ADD. What the fuck?
It's like, I got paid to take you out, but I also thought we'd, have a nice time.
I got paid to take you on a nice date.
I was thinking Chili's or a movie or both.
I thought we could hang out in the corner, talk shit about the people around us. Cool kid stuff.
Right? Then she gets a concussion from table dancing, literally.
Yeah.
My tiny baby bisexuality says, hello, how are you? When I first saw this movie. Heath Ledger's in this. What's her head's in this. There's so many options.
Stiles.
Yeah, Julia Stiles. So many options. And he takes her outside and gives one of the best speeches in film, I think. So Cameron has seen that he's done all this work And who does Bianca go to this party with?
Joey.
Fucking Joey. He never had a chance. So he goes over to Patrick and says, listen, the whole thing's off. First of all, you can't undo a shenanigan of this complexity just by saying the whole thing's off.
No.
But he's trying, because he's sad.
You're in too deep. You're in too deep, bro!
And Patrick just wants him to go away, because he's trying to take care of Kat, who is concussed. And is drunk.
Yeah. And is likely to go wandering off at any moment. But, so he very quickly says, you know, do you like the girl? And Cameron's like, yeah, I guess so, she's great. He's like, is she worth all this trouble? He's like, yeah, I guess so. Which are both very important questions to ask yourself about anybody you like. Sometimes you can just like people and they're not worth the trouble. So you just wave at them and you go, you have a nice life. I'll admire you from afar. We're done. But, no, Cameron says, yep, she's worth the trouble. And then Patrick leans forward and in an eminently screen-capable moment says, never let anyone convince you don't deserve something you want. Or words to that effect.
Yeah, something like that, because I was like, oh.
Because it's fucking true. Like, you know, maybe there's other reasons you can't get the girl, because getting the girl is a stupid fucking phrase, among other things.
Does Patrick go to college and become a philosophy major? I'm
not sure he goes to college.
No.
That's fair.
Don't mind me as I go to Archive of Our Own for a second.
He strikes me as a guy who becomes a mechanic and goes on to own the garage.
The only classes he goes to consistently and pays attention to is shop. And actually pays attention and does work. We see that during the course of the film. In biology, he stabs his frog with his pocket knife and then proceeds to play with fire. But...
I mean, hard same.
But, in shop, he's actually doing stuff. So, I mean, again, this just fits with my ADD theory. I kind of see him as being a guy would be eminently happy just following his girlfriend across the country to her college, getting a job, and then being her roadie for her future band.
Wait, Kat.
Yeah.
How about a shirtless carpenter?
I mean, I wouldn't say no to a shirtless carpenter.
Well, that's how he first earns money when he moves across country to be in the college town.
Hell yeah.
And then, I mean, starts, actually learning the trade of carpentry, starts being able to build stages and sets and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Actually becomes a master craftsman.
Perfection.
So a shirtless craftsman.
Listen, and then he dances around his workshop to Pony. So anyway,
hey,
thank you, Pippin. I picked up what I put down.
I stopped paying attention for a second because I wanted to see if there were any 10 Things I Hate About You fic on Archive of Our Own.
Of course there is.
Not as many as I hoped there was, and a lot of them are crossovers.
Ugh.
I am going to open this crossover with Inception, though.
Oh, of course you fucking are. Jesus.
So anyways, continuing on.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, when he starts, liking her for her.
Mm-hmm.
She likes me for me.
And then he doesn't kiss her in the car when he drops her off.
Because she's fucking drunk.
And concussed.
Yeah. But she gets mad about it, and I think most of it was embarrassment.
Oh yeah, totally. He saw her drunk and dancing, and then did not give her positive reinforcement afterward.
Yeah.
Which is good, but also demonstrates that she is an idiot teenager.
So she refuses to talk to him. Everybody is all like, no, this is terrible, we need you to do this thing. And he's all like, I just want her to talk to me. He then gets paid $300 by Cameron.
Nope, not Cameron, Joey.
By Joey.
The villain.
There are a lot of dumb boy names.
Yes, there are. Joey the villain.
Joey the villain. To try to take her out at night.
Because prom is coming.
Winter is coming and so is prom.
And Joey the villain really wants to nail that virgin Bianca at prom. Ugh. Go on.
So he's like, how am I gonna get her to talk to me? And the soft boys are all like, listen, she embarrassed herself in front of you. You're gonna have to embarrass yourself in front of her. You're gonna have to embarrass yourself in front of everybody.
Because your whole deal is that you're super cool and, whatever. And we know that, well, they don't know the truth, but theoretically, Kat knows the truth. So you have to be willing to reveal.
That is how we get the iconic Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, song that you see referenced just about everywhere.
Where he's dancing on the bleachers. And, running away from campus security. Like a goddamn boss.
And sure enough, that gets those two to the prom. We're going to the prom, y'all.
Yep. Woo! Although, brief shout out to this movie has a fantastic collection of just bit characters who have excellent little moments. So the soccer coach, who is in charge of detention, has just a brilliant little turn where he's confiscating pot from somebody in detention and then also confiscates some Cheetos. I just want to point that out. He's amazing.
I saw that and I was like, there is no way I noticed that the first time I watched this. But this time, hey.
But the way he just says it, this too. Like, just
nah.
A+. They could have skimped on the side characters, and they did not.
Well, it's high school. It's an assortment of characters.
Indeed.
It's a teen movie. You need these little moments.
Though, speaking of that moment, that is when Kat breaks Patrick out of detention for which he got for his
Shenanigans.
And she does it by flashing the teacher.
Which is a no.
No.
Which is a whole other barrel of no.
But this is the night. It was, here's the thing though. I remember seeing this movie. It was a barrel of no back then too. It was a weird moment.
Yeah, just imagine all the paperwork afterwards.
Well, also, why didn't she get the detention? I'm sorry, but even in the fucking 90s, they were sending girls home for wearing tank tops because life is unfair and misogyny exists. There's no way in hell she would have been able to flash anybody and not have gotten an enormous detention, if not suspension.
To be fair, we don't know that she didn't. Just that she got out that day.
I mean, that's true. I mean, yeah, and to be fair, Patrick snuck out of detention, but, they're gonna notice he's gone.
Yeah. But I will play the "this is a movie" card.
Yeah. Damn it.
I guess.
So, there are no consequences?
For my actions?
We probably could have just skipped right past the detention scene and then gone to the next sequence.
I just wanted to say hi to the guy. I appreciate good writing.
So we get to prom.
Yep, get to prom.
And aside from what the hell kind of prom is this, they have again, 90s as hell, ska band playing, which...
Hell yeah.
That takes me back.
Hell yeah. Cruel to Be Kind in the Right Measure is a fantastic fucking song.
Oh, I bopped along to it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still do.
Guys, did we accidentally recreate ska?
Yes.
Cruel to be kind.
That is the music of the post-apocalypse, Al.
I mean...
Yeah.
No, that prom is actually deeply accurate. There's no random dance sequence, group dance sequences like there is in, She's All That.
Oh, no,
it's just people dancing.
I'm just talking about the live band performance that is really, really good. I think...
oh, yeah.
More true is
Patrick called in a favor.
Brent, I think this is a case of we grew up in the rules, on that cheap tap.
I don't even think that's...
on proms.
To be fair, I think I'm gonna go with Alex here. And to be fair, our prom took place in a 4-star hotel with, a banquet ahead of time, which all of, people invited their entire families to. So I don't think we're really the right ones to discuss what's normal and not about proms.
To be fair, we're never the right people to talk about anything normal.
I didn't go to my prom, and it was great.
I did, and I went stag, and it was amazing. And I ran in high heels when Darude started playing. Sandstorm. So anyway. Yeah.
I just wanted the banquet. That's why I went.
The banquet was amazing. But,
I missed that hotel.
Oh, it was so good. But actually, the fact that he called in a favor is foreshadowed earlier when he knows the barkeeper at the bar where, her favorite band is playing. Which is clearly a queer bar, by the way. The Skunk.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't be seen at the Skunk. It's like, But you go in there, I'm like, I want to go to the Skunk.
But the prom sequence serves an important point here, and that's the classic liar revealed moment.
It was a bet. It was a fucking bet.
But then we also get some really great moments of other plots being resolved.
Bianca beating the shit out of Joey.
Great.
And going after his nose, and he has a nasal spray,
Add tomorrow.
Yep.
Well, she's already realized, before prom, because Kat is loosening up, she actually, and Bianca is also perhaps growing up, they actually talk about why Kat is, shrew. And they mention the history and all that. And they get into an argument because, like, correctly, Bianca's like, well, wait, why didn't you fucking tell me so that I could make my own decisions? Did you think I would not make the right one? Did you think I would go out with the guy who banged my sister and then was a dick to her? Well, fuck you! He kicks her out. But she realizes that she's been kind of shallow about this, and the only guy who's been really great is, Cameron.
Which, I mean, objectively, again, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Come on.
Indeed. Joey shows up believing that he's won the day, and then he realizes, nope, Bianca has gone to prom with Cameron.
Loser.
That loser. God, that 15-year-old who's exactly her age and respects her.
And is new here, or by like about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And already making bitter enemies. Good job, Cameron.
Yeah.
Go big or go home, baby.
Bitter enemies, but also lifelong allies.
Indeed.
That's true.
But, so, that's why the liar revealed happens at prom, because Joey shows up and he's like, I was supposed to, why are you going out with this, loser 15-year-old? Why are you, like, I gave you $300 to ensure that I would get to go out with her, and, blah, 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 blah. So he basically...
All within Kat's earshot.
Oh, of course.
Because Joey's an asshole.
Kat Stratford makes a run for it, where she's, like, rightly being like, oh, I'm sorry. So you are a dick. Everything that I believed for the last 3 years, justified. It's like, oh, no, sweetie, stop it. But Bianca beats the shit out of Joey. That's for making my date bleed. That's for my sister. And that's for me.
Didn't she also kick him in the nuts?
Yeah, she did.
She did, which is itself a reference to a story that we keep hearing about Kat, where she kicked a guy's nuts into his body.
So hard there was a surgery. But he did try to grope her in the lunch line. Technically, all of her actions completely fucking justified.
And she maintains he kicked himself in the balls.
I mean, that's just legit. The story does a really great job of very subtly pulling back, previous references, callbacks, and so forth. So it does make a nice little grain of sense in the middle of this gigantic shenanigan. But Kat is heartbroken. And then she does the poem, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Hey, that's the name of the movie.
What? Which is a rewrite of a Shakespearean sonnet that was given to them in their English class by the cool teacher. And that's where Patrick realizes that, oh wait, she misses him.
And Al? Just the obligatory, yeah.
Fucking what?
we watched Screen Rant.
Yeah.
But she's like, how I don't miss you, not even a little bit at all. I do appreciate that they do show that 18-year-olds can't write poetry for shit.
Yeah.
It is a terrible fucking poem. It's nowhere close to Shakespeare.
That English teacher's just like, oh my god.
So anyway, he realizes that she still is into him. And he didn't perhaps fuck it all up.
Just some of it.
Only some of it. And it is revealed that the $300 he got from Joey, he has spent on the guitar that she has been coveting for some time now. That her dad doesn't want her to get because he thinks that she should get a real job instead of being in a band, which he's not wrong. But whatever. We've seen that we have no proof that she has any musical ability, but fine.
Hey. The bubble hasn't burst yet.
But the point is, he wants to be a supportive boyfriend and show that he has not prospered off of this bet. He wants to be back with her free and clear. And she's like, you can't just buy me off. Accurate. And he's like, I bet I can.
She's like, you can't buy me a guitar every time I'm mad at you. He's like, no, not a guitar, but drums, a bass, maybe a tambourine.
Which is incredibly charming.
That is so fucking charming. I can't even. But hopefully they won't need that in the future. I will say that the chemistry between those two is so fucking off the charts that it hurts me. Yeah. And then that's the end of the movie. Everybody ends up where they should. People have broken noses. It's amazing.
Huzzah. So, what the hell do we change in this?
I have something I'd like to change.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Pip.
Here's the thing. I don't think any of you fuckers are going to see it coming. Other than all the obvious things I usually say, which still are true.
If you don't do what I think you're going to do, then I'll do it.
Okay. Oh, this is a good setup here. All right, Pip, go.
If I were writing this now, I would have Patrick tell her from the start.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
And have her in on it.
Oh, fake dating.
Fake dating.
Oh, no.
Like, hey, this asshole paid me $300 to go on a date with you. Want to split it and go to the movies? To see how much we can get from him.
Oh my god. Shenanigans all the way down.
And go, by the way, this other dude has a thing for your sister. Kind of a dork, but he seems sweet.
Nah.
But she's all like, excuse me, no, I protect people from my sister. Oh my god.
Basically have her in on the shenanigans instead of being weirdly manipulated the whole time.
I love it. I fucking love it.
And if you like, I'll even tell you this romance novel I stole this from.
Is it red, white, and blue, Pippin?
No, it's not.
So, here's the challenge though. Like, I feel like we lose out on the, I was a fucking bet bit, right?
That's true. What would the reveal look like at the end, Pip?
That's a good question. Here's the thing. We've already had the I was a fucking bet reveal and She's All That.
Yes. A classic of our times. Was I a bet? Was I a fucking bet?
Here's what you do. It gets revealed to the sister, and like, is my life a game to you?
Ooh. Oh, the sister doesn't know.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have a Frozen type of sister bonding as our emotional denouement at the end here?
Yes.
I mean, any story that has sisters and doesn't involve sisterly bonding is a failed story.
Sisters are the best.
It's true.
High fives.
Sisters, then I can kind of take them or leave them.
Well, not like brothers are much better.
Wow.
Really?
I'm gonna go hang out with my dog.
Really, it's twins that are the best.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Pip, high five.
Yeah.
So, what I'm hearing, Pippin, is that you win all of it?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes, I do.
Hey, Bren.
Mm-hmm.
The kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit on my porch and just think about life.
Hey, do you remember when the twins were babies?
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like how this is going.
Simpler time.
Remember what Pippin used to call,
Hey, ow! Well, how do you want to change the story?
Okay. So, Pip, you didn't go the direction and I thought you would.
I knew no one was going to call me on what I was going to do.
Hey, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit.
And I am man of my word, so I'll do what I thought you were going to do, which is gonna make Heath Ledger, a girl.
Yeah.
Cause the movie makes a references that are kind of not so nice now.
I mean, she likes pretty boys.
Yeah, well, like, she has a poster of Jared Leto, and like, you can do so much better, honey.
Yeah, but back then he was only a TV heartthrob or something.
Fair enough.
He was in a band?
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Alright, I don't know.
Wait, did he go from a band guy to a movie guy?
Yep.
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember, but his hair did that floppy thing that we were just saying was a problem.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
So,
Jesus.
like,
The skunk.
the skunk, JGL asks if she is, and her sister's like a Katie Lang fan, which is not
I mean, that's not a bad way to ask, honestly. There are worse, from the 90s, there are worse ways of asking.
yeah.
And also, Katie Lang in that one photo shoot with, oh my god.
And
To be fair, Katie Lang.
Oh my god.
yeah. And, and just because she likes Jared Leto doesn't mean she can't also like Katie Lang.
Hell no.
That's true.
Yeah. So, don't know exactly how that changes things.
I mean, I feel like you could just play the whole thing straight, so to speak. I mean, some of the dad interactions might get weird, but they already were.
I mean, you can go to the prom when you're a lesbian like your sister. Dad, I'm not a lesbian. I'm bisexual.
And like,
I could get pregnant just as easily. Would you want to? No. Boys are gross.
But you're not a lesbian. I mean, fair.
like, and
Makes me sad every day.
so yeah, Pip, as you would say, make it more queer.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alright.
Yeah, I feel like you could have, like, the same film,
Yeah, but wait,
but with more queer representation.
who would replace Heath Ledger? Keep it
Ooh,
the 90s.
No, Claire Duvall. Easy.
Okay. I do not know who that one is.
Is that the other one in Dangerous Liaisons? Not Dangerous Liaisons.
Nope. Claire Duvall was in But I'm a Cheerleader, playing the love interest, who was not Natasha Lyonne, who was not the cheerleader. Let me tell you, that movie revealed same-sex leanings to an entire generation.
What about Eliza Dushku?
Ew! No, you gotta get the queer vibe. Claire Duvall. I'll send you photos later.
Nah, that's okay.
Fucking wow. I'm just saying, from the 90s, from the time when this movie came out, for peak experience, you want Clea Duvall.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
I'm putting that out there.
Okay.
And also, I would watch Clea Duvall and Julia Stiles make out right now in my head.
So yeah.
But what about awkward paintball fight?
Well, I mean, that was kind of a weird date anyway. I would do a different date. There's my change. Ugh.
But it still has to involve paint somehow.
Why? Okay.
Because it's an arbitrary restriction. I don't know.
Okay.
So what's your change?
I think Brendan was actually going to go.
Oh.
Wait,
Okay. I just want more of the whole entire young idiot Cameron stuff in there. Because you know what? All the scenes that he's basically like opining and all that is just gold, I think. Like, bust out the Shakespeare quotes that sound super out of context. It's just quirky. It's fun. We're not having to deal with like very awkwardly pretentious, trying to be self-serious characters. And it's like, no, this guy is busting out Shakespeare quotes. And for all we know, Shakespeare doesn't exist in this universe. So he's just...
It does.
Yeah, they
remember, because... Yeah.
That's the other change. Shakespeare doesn't exist in this universe. So he's just busting out iambic pentameter on the regular. And it's like, he's going to become a playwright. That's what he's going to be at the end of the movie.
So what? They have to do a Marlowe sonnet?
Look, I'm just saying...
Ha, Marlowe.
If they had to form a sudden clique, they'd be the weird poetry clique. It'd be great. And then the movie can end with Bianca doing a awkward poem. It'll be fun.
Everybody has to do awkward poems.
Yes.
How many can you listen to in one movie? I would say not even one.
Rude.
But most of all, I hate that I don't hate you at all.
I also love that she doesn't know how, like, canonically within the movie, she does not know how to read poetry either. She can't write it, she can't read it. Very teenager.
She has been getting kicked out of that class on the regular, so it makes sense.
So true.
Yeah.
I mean, that teacher, that'd be another character I'd try to emphasize on. It's just the long-suffering English teacher, because, oh my god, come on.
Who's like the one black guy in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, wait.
Gabrielle Union is the friend.
You're right. The betrayer friend. Always a good sign.
Betrayer.
And the guy who said virgin alert.
Ugh.
So
that'd be some other changes there. Let's
diversify some shit.
If I was gonna be serious, aside from, come on, more Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because, you know, you want to have dorky, romance here. Come on. Like, you already have your, like, advisor, best friend character, like, giving really bad takes on what to do for, romantic advice. It's great. Mm-hmm. But, like, I guess that's the other serious change would be just, come on, let's diversify it up. Let's not include, necessarily, like, you know, virgin alert, bits here. And I think one thing that needs to be, said is that I think Bianca there, she was basically telling him, like, hey, ask me out on a date, you loser. Mm-hmm. But you know what? She could just ask him out. Come on.
So true.
It's the 2020s now. You can do that. It's okay.
Hell yeah. I mean, it was technically okay back then too, but like,
yeah,
it was different.
It's more okay now.
Life was different back then.
Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
It was 20 years ago, guys.
When the Fire Nation attacked?
That too, but also, no, think this into your mind. And this is a movie from 20 years ago.
Yeah, didn't the prom say that it was happening in 2000? Like, Jet to the Future or some shit like that?
Also, the movie came out in 1999.
True, but like, literally, this was set in my senior year. I was supposed to be the same age as Cat Strafford.
Yeah.
So, think about that one.
No, thank you.
You sure? Anyway, so it's me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, honestly, this is minor, but this has annoyed me since the movie came out. I really don't like the stupid fucking dates they went on. They were dumb. The paddle boat? What?
Oh yeah, that was so weird and random. Who does that?
Who does that? Why would either of them do that?
I think they were. Were they being ironically hokey?
I don't know, but
they could have said something.
They did the paddle boat, and then they're like, "Oh, look over there, like a paintball thing." And then the paintball was also not well regulated because they got paint in their hair. And I'm like, why? I also have to say Patrick Verona, Heath Ledger, not attractive with his hair like that. Like, cause he was like in a ponytail and there was like weird bangs going on. I mean, I could see that for, verisimilitude. Like, whatever. Like, okay, he can't be hot 24/7. But it was a dumb set of dates. It made no sense.
If I had to bet money, I bet it was just, what could the production crew get onto for free?
I mean, there's that. I will also, the only benefit, and this is where I'm wondering, like, is there like a Shakespeare reference? Is that they end up rolling in the hay for their first kiss.
Which looked super awkward, by the way.
Yeah, also, they're like, they had booties on. They're covered in paint. Paint does not taste good.
Straw was literally stuck to them.
Yeah, like, how did the bathing process happen? I mean, I know they show up later at her house still with, like, paint on them, but it's still awkward. But, I mean, I can sort of see that they had already gone through a bunch of date options earlier. They'd gone to the skunk clubs, story-wise, already. They'd gone to the guitar store. They'd gone to her favorite lesbian bookshop. They'd already done a bunch of that, but I feel like they could have gone a little further. Like, maybe it would have been cool if we saw them leaving the movie theater, which is what he had but what he had told Joey he was going to do. Although back then, a pair of movie tickets only cost $15. But the popcorn cost, ratchet right up to $53. Yeah, like, those dates are just like, why? So you need to have something that is, actually in keeping with who they are as people. Or at least with who Kat Stratford is. And there needs to be a reason to be physical. Although I'd point out, by the time she broke him out of detention, there did not need to be a reason. You're gonna find a reason. I mean, they could have gone to the movies. I'm trying to think of what else they could have done.
Skate park. It was the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
They could have gone to a skate park. They could have, we never actually hear her playing guitar. We only see it during a montage of her practicing to herself.
We could have just cut the montage of her practicing to herself, and then they're just going to the record store, and it's Rex Manning Day, and...
Oh my... Nothing bad can happen today.
It's Rex Manning Day.
Not today. So, I mean, that's a good point. They could have, like, shuffled around that montage from earlier. And then it could have been a bigger deal that he got her the guitar. As a I'm so sorry gift. There's a couple of things. I don't know. I feel like with some finagling, they could have done that better, but I don't like the date structure they have there, and I'm not sure why they did it that way, unless it had a direct Shakespeare reference.
Which, no.
Like, did they go on the river at some point? I don't know.
Not really. I mean, come on, that's Shakespeare.
Yeah, but set in Verona or in Padua, so it's Italian. So did they go on a gondola ride?
Nah, not really. I think there was like a carriage ride at one point.
I mean, yeah, but like unless he was busily talking about their feelings as opposed to randomly gaslighting her, then
no, there's a lot of gaslighting.
Yeah. So I would change that because it's weird enough and off-putting enough that it takes me out of the story. Where not even the crazy shenanigan managed that.
I wonder if it was like a byproduct of 90s movie.
How so?
No, just like a little interlude of people having fun and it's bubbly and da-da-da-da-da. It seemed very 90s-ish. So to our cold, shriveled 2020 hearts, it's jarring.
It's not ironic. And we're used to irony.
Yeah.
Like, let's go to that... Let's do paddle boat. Actually, we literally said it. Like, let's do paddle boating because, it's so stupid. No, in the 90s, they just wanted to.
Yeah, it was a simpler time.
I will say, actually, if somebody wanted to take me on a fucking paddle boat, I might say yes. Like, in all sincerity.
Huh.
Who are you?
I know.
I don't know anymore. Next year, you're gonna be, like, going for ice cream and...
What? Who have I become? Anyway, that's my change.
All right. Do we have time for a quick game here today, guys?
We do. Actually, can I ask a big favor? Can we do the secondary characters game? The characters who would be king.
And not the characters go to therapy game?
No, that one's too new. That one's too new.
Too fresh, and too easy.
I want the characters who would be king.
Okay.
You guys down with that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Cool, because I'm going first. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Patrick Verona, the bad boy, has a best friend that we see throughout the film. He has no lines. He's a punk who has like a shaved head and numerous piercings and whatnot, but is very like school-minded. He's trying to get his work done. He stops Patrick from setting shit on fire in biology.
He's dissecting this fucking frog.
He is trying to dissect the frog and is taking notes. About the only time we see him being like punk is when he's hanging out with Patrick while Patrick smokes. And Joey comes up trying to be, like, hey, I'm super popular. You should do what I say. And Punk Kid's like, no. But he has no lines. I love him. And I think he should have played a bigger role and gotten more screen time, something. He's too good and too pure. Because he is one of the bad boys, but, like, it demonstrates that bad boys can, like, fucking be interested in finishing their homework.
Because truly Punk is, putting in effort and caring about your work.
Radical kindness.
Yeah.
He's trying to head into, is UCLA the good one? One of the good ones in California?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
why not?
Berkeley, I don't know.
Is Stanford out there?
Yes?
Sure.
Berkeley?
Okay.
He's trying to get...
West Coast.
He's trying to get into one of the West Coast Ivies.
And he's trying to get Patrick to graduate on time.
Yeah.
That's his level.
Patrick's a project.
Exactly. I love that Punk. I'm not even sure he has a fucking name in the story. I'm gonna say that his name is Virgil. He picked that. No one knows what his real name is.
Huh.
And if you ask him what it means, he might tell you, but he might just look sad and then go back to his woodwork.
Mm.
Well, not sad in a sad way, but sad in a pitying you way. Much more pink. Much more Punk. So you thought I was gonna go for the admin. Fuck no. It's this Punk. I'm in love with him.
I mean, it would be a bit too much of a self-insert character if you went for the admin.
So true.
That being said, I am going to take... I'm not sure if she was an admin or supposed to be the guidance
She was
counselor.
guidance counselor.
Like,
she had her own admin.
Yeah, true.
guidance counselor who's in charge of the class schedules and all that.
Yeah.
And talking to kids who cause trouble. Scoot!
Played by the magnificent Allison Janney. Talented, award-winning, very tall. Which I only mention because one of my favorite pastimes is watching her be interviewed by men shorter than her.
Amazing.
It's just so great. But yeah, so, she half-heartedly guides these children and then just writes porn at work.
I think it's not the first one she's done. She knows that she's got a novel to finish.
It's true. And what we see of what she's written isn't very good.
Listen.
But you know what? First drafts don't have to be.
Also, sex scenes out of context can look very awkward.
True, but is there ever any reason to use bratwurst?
I mean,
Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight out. After a while, you run out of synonyms.
also, if you throw in a few other puns, it's making sense.
Also, put in the dialogue, maybe it's something that they're talking about with each other. Maybe it's a shy virgin who,
The point is...
Go on. Yeah.
I can't take you anywhere. Is I just want to know more about her career. Is she a member of the RWA?
What did she think of the most recent, debacle?
Oh, yeah. Her name is Miss Perky, by the way. I'm not sure we ever mentioned.
Amazing.
Yeah, I just think I want to know about her and her writing career. She seems fascinating.
I love her too.
Yeah, I don't care if she's ever actually, guided anybody, if she has any credentials.
I kind of wish that she and the dad had
Aww.
met. Because he's got, like, this radical, like, oh my god, fear of sex. And she's busy writing porn in the office.
Wanted to see her actually directly interact with that teacher.
Oh, with the teacher? Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think just with what you're saying there, that strikes me as like a cutting room floor, editing room floor decision there with the dad and the guidance counselor there, just based on how they're diametrically opposed. You can have that like in the background the entire time.
Well, I know that at the end there were bloopers that I only half paid attention to. But there were bloopers from scenes that weren't in the movie.
Yeah. Because you know that as the guidance counselor, she's probably talking with Kat's dad about, like, the weird behavior and all that, and acting out.
And getting into Sarah Lawrence, because that's also one of the things guidance counselors are supposed to do.
So true. Who helped her with the paperwork if her dad wasn't?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, she had to get references from teachers.
All very true.
And, you know, they could talk about Kat's acting out.
Ball bustings.
Ball bustings. You know, over a nice glass of wine. You don't know.
All right. Who's left?
You and Al.
Let's see.
Al, do you have one?
Nigel with debris.
Nigel Rising. Dun,
I mean, to be fair, Bogey Lowenstein could use, like, what kind of fucker is he?
Someone who has enough of guile to get Michael kicked out, but not enough to realize that a party has been planned at his place. I mean, they threw those flowers everywhere. You'd think it would have reached him.
A beautiful shot, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was an excellent shot.
I will say, remember, he had that weird moment where he's doing golf, like he's playing golf, and then knocks out a teacher, and then he's just, like, standing still, like, completely not getting involved with the situation. He's a bit of an odd duck, isn't he?
I mean, but...
There's an awful lot of background physical comedy going on, such as a teacher who got shot with an arrow.
Who is the same teacher from detention?
Ah, nice.
Really, those teachers are under attack.
Mm-hmm.
But now, yeah, let's go with Bogey Lowenstein. You know, the rise and fall of his NBA empire. Future NBA empire.
Everything was supposed to go so well once the Cowboys were kicked out. Once Michael was finally removed.
Michael. Now, Michael and Bogey should have ended up together. And then Kat's friend could have ended up with the punk.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Could have had it all.
First line from the punk.
His name isn't Virgil. It's Shakespeare.
William.
Or Will.
Avon.
Wait, Avon calling? No.
Yes.
I was thinking Stratford upon Avon.
Yeah, I know, but it also sounds like the Avon lady. It's a makeup thing.
I stand by my joke.
What are Shakespeare's other non-diploms? I know he had some.
Anyway, we don't need to...
I'm sorry. No non-Stratfordian nonsense on this podcast. I won't stand for it.
Oh, come on. We all know that it was secretly
Fuck off!
the Duke of some...
No! The Earl of Fathead. No!
Come on.
I will not stand... No! Brendan, quick, talk!
To be clear, I do not support the Shakespeare wasn't Shakespeare crowd.
Ugh.
They're a bunch of weirdos.
Hell yeah.
Elitist jerks, technical term.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that, please feel free to email us at nostoriasacred.com.
Attention, Catherine.
Or tweet at us at nostoriasacred.
At Catherine.
And we will be certain to give it all of the attention it deserves.
Huh.
And that's it. Is that it?
No, it's not. No, I didn't
Brent.
go.
All right.
All right, we kind of touched on it before, but I want to focus on at least the English teacher, but we could also just look at the teachers in general, because this is one weird high school, and I'd love them to just all be normal teachers who care about their jobs, but also realize the fact that all these students are freaking crazy, and maybe they're investigating whether or not something's in the water.
Oh, shit.
I mean, fair. Bianca straight up shot a teacher with an arrow and faced no repercussions.
None whatsoever.
I mean, that at least can be explained by the fact that her dad is, well connected, so maybe, but still, they got a cowboy clique in California. If this was West Texas, maybe, but California? Nah, it makes no sense. But then, I
mean, maybe California is just like that.
I mean, they're weird out there, to be sure, and lovable in their own weird way, but, I just like the idea of the teachers kind of being these, neutral grounds that are just what the hell is going on? What is with this year? What's with California today, guys? Did we miss something? Or are we out of touch now? Anyone?
What's with today?
I
just
feel like
seeing
that
them...
was a movie, though.
Could have been.
No, I mean, but I with Jon Stewart in it. It was a weird movie, like The Faculty or something. 90s horror. Sorry, Pippin.
Wow, okay.
Jon Stewart was in a movie other than Big Daddy?
Yeah. Look, He didn't stay as an actor for long.
He was also in Death to Smoochie.
Jesus.
But yeah, I just want to have all these teachers, like, and you kind of see them maybe, like, the way they're talking about the guidance counselor who's, like, really closest to the students and how even she's, like, a little bit odd. And that kind of explains, like, why, like, the English teacher is, like, this no-nonsense, standpoint, because he's just, or this no-nonsense viewpoint, because he's just like, all these students are either on something really weird, or they're all pretentious AF. That kid's a tube sock model. What's going on here?
Yeah.
I just think it'd be fun.
Legit.
Alright, so, that was 10 things I hate about you guys.
Wow. I see what you did there.
Fucking wow. Yeah. First of all, if we're gonna do this improv, where's your 10? You listed a number, now you gotta do 10.
Alright, we're gonna play this game.
What?
Gonna do this. Alright, I hate how you guys have 2 left feet.
1.
I hate how you, chug water through your nose.
2.
I hate how you inexplicably put all your webcams upside down on Zoom calls.
3.
I hate during Quiplash how you always put butts as your entry.
4. No regrets.
I hate how you have all named your pets Brendan, just so you can be like, oh, excuse me, I gotta go clean up after Brendan.
5. I mean, yeah. No regrets on that one either. I
hate that Alex deleted that save file on my memory card that one time ages ago.
6.
Yep.
This is a true one here. I hate how
oh, no.
I remember taking one of my copies of a brand new Harry Potter book back home ages ago, leaving it on the dining room table, and everybody in the house read it because I forgot to take it with me back to work.
7.
I am willing to defend myself on that one later.
I'm sure. I hate how you guys are all gonna be seeing each other.
Oh, that one's sad.
Oh, yeah.
But also true.
I hate how you guys make chocolate linguine and love it.
9.
And
who amongst us would do the chocolate linguine? I argue you.
Possibly. That's the thing about improv. It doesn't have to be true.
One last one. You can do it. You can do it.
I hate how certain people maybe lit a fridge on fire and blamed it on me.
Fucking wow. 10. And also, there were extenuating circumstances.
The circumstance that you wanted to?
I was 4.
He was 2.
Which is, you know what? But you know what? Because you were 2, you weren't blamed, whereas I could have been. So it really worked out for the best for all of us.
Wait, did Brent have the motor functions to light something on fire?
Listen, I also feel this is partially Mom and Dad's fault because they did not think through that aspect. So who really is to blame?
Lie to them?
Or I had Herculean physique for a 2-year-old.
Or they cut on and thus let it slide because you were 4.
See, what really is the truth? And on that note...
Before we go, does anyone have anything to plug?
I do. So...
Shock me.
Fucking wow. So since I've been gone, music cue,
I cannot breathe for the first time.
That's all we can use.
Yep. 30 seconds. My short story, Singin' Me Muse, has come out from Lightspeed with an amazing podfic reading that you can also listen to for free. And I would recommend that everyone go do so. It's very well done. There's also a little interview with me where I lie completely about how I'm an artist. And then also, I don't know if I did actually announce this on here already, but I have recently signed a contract with Heart's Choice, which is the romance imprint for Choice of Games, which is an interactive fiction thing. App. But the point is, I am doing a romance novel, and it's historical, called The Tutor. And more information as that comes out. I'm busy writing it.
Awesome.
Thank you. Oh, shit, and I just sold the story. I sold the story to Apex. Fuck.
Wow.
I sold the story to... Listen, I just have so much good news. I sold a story called Demon Fighter Sucks to Apex, which is probably going to come out sometime next year.
Huzzah!
And that's it for me.
Okay. I have a now recurring show happening on the third Saturday every month now on the Arcade Comedy Theater's online YouTube channel. We're just making do with the COVID-19 realities. We might do like an outdoor show by the end of the year, maybe. Still all masked up, of course, but with the online Zoom prov, we can still do it all.
And you, dear listeners, can watch it.
Yes, and you can watch the past ones as well, because that's YouTube, and I guess that's how it works. Ha ha!
What?
Zoom prov. I love it.
It's a term. It's a term now, yeah.
Does anybody have anything else?
Alex and I, as of the release of this episode, will have just had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's all we got.
Happy birthday, you guys.
Thank you.
Oh my god. You're still babies.
1 year closer to death.
Babies forever.
Hey. It could be the 1 month. We don't know.
1 month closer to death? What?
Anyway.
But happy birthday, guys.
Thank you. As always, if you have an idea or prompt to submit, head on over to nostoriessacred.com/submission. Follow us on Twitter at nostoriessacred, or send us an email through contact@nostoriessacred.com. Your hosts have been Alex MacDonald, Brendan MacDonald, Pippin MacDonald, and Catherine Creighton. Editing for this episode done by Brendan. Transcript done by Ashley DaCosta. Art by Jay Wolf. Show notes and transcript are available at nostoriessacred.com. Thanks for listening, everyone, and please rate, review, and subscribe to No Story is Sacred. You can also visit our Patreon page to support the show and get neat rewards at patreon.com/NoStoryIsSacred. See you next time when we talk about the 2010 movie Inception.
Wait, more Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt!
And after that, there's going to be a third level of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and we'll have to...
500 Days of Summer.
Oh.
We'll have to do 500 Days of Summer, guys.
For that joke to really work, we really should have either begun or ended with Inception. But it's too late now.
No. Because we can end the Inception an episode with, we have to go deeper.
Ooh.
I like that.
Very true.
I like that.
Until then, we're No Story is Sacred, and any story can be changed. I'm Pippin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Brendan.
And we're
No Story is Sacred.
Sacred.